Everybody, welcome. Today we're talking about the best vlogging cameras. What are the best vlogging cameras? Well, actually, any camera that takes video is a good vlogging camera. This is a good vlogging camera. This takes really good video, but I don't think this is what people are thinking about when they think vlogging. I think what they mean is a small, lightweight little camera that you can hand hold on the end of your arm facing yourself. And I agree, I think this is the best category, the best criteria for calling something a vlogging camera. We want a flippy screen. If possible, we would like a removable lens so you can get the blurry background. Image stabilization is good, and a mic jack if possible. So these cameras that I have assembled for your viewing pleasure today meet most of those categories. So I'm going to run through these. I'm not going to waste a lot of time blabbing. I'm just going to get right into sample footage of each one, and I'm keeping it small and light, so no full frame or GH5 type cameras. I've got Canon, Panasonic, Sony, some other weird brands here. This is what I personally own. These are not ones that I borrowed. And also, I'm not going to change the color, and I'm not going to change the sound. So sometimes the sound is going to get kind of low and muffled sounding. That's because I'm using the actual microphones that are built into each camera. And if it does have a mic jack, I'm going to plug a lavalier mic into it so you can hear the difference of that. So you're going to see the color, what it sounds like, the look of it, and I'm going to give you the price. So let's just get into it. Let's get into the vlogging cameras. Here we go. All right, let's start right away with a very popular vlogging camera, the Canon G7X. It costs $700. It has a flip-up screen, it has image stabilization, an ND filter, and it has a mic jack. So now you can plug any microphone you want into this thing and sound a lot better. So this is a great little portable vlogging camera because it really is a true pocket camera. You can put it in your pocket and take it anywhere, pull it out, and just start taking video wherever you want. $700, Canon G7X Mark III. This is the Canon SX740 HS. It's only $340, which is half the price of the G7X, but you can see why. It's cell phone quality video. I'm going to show you in a minute some cameras that are going to blow you away for the same price, and even a camera that only costs $100 that is going to blow your mind. This is the Canon G1X. It's a great little camera for doing almost anything. It has a flip out screen, flips out the side. The lens is fixed. You can't change the lens, but it zooms in and out. It has a viewfinder, which is really great. It has a hot shoe, and it's not that big. It's a little heavy for holding in your hand, but quality is pretty good. I think so. Yeah, okay. And this is auto. This is the auto setting. I didn't adjust the white balance or anything. This is a Canon EOS M3. Really nice quality, really good, nice screen. It's the interchangeable lens. You can put whatever lens you want on here. Right now I have a 22. The quality is really good, really nice. I'm impressed. Wow, nice. EOS Canon M3. If you like Canons, the M3. There's no viewfinder or EVF on here, just a screen that flips up. Yes, it has a mic jack. So this is what it sounds like because it has a mic jack and it has a mic plugged into it, and this is what it sounds like. Hello there. How are you? I'm fine. This is a Canon M50. This is the Canon M50. Yep, this is the Canon M50. This is a Canon M50, a $600 camera, and right now I've got a 16mm Sigma 1.4 on there for that nice blurry background, and I have a lavalier microphone plugged into it. For Canon users, this is probably the most common vlogging setup, is the Canon M50 with the Sigma 16. Just be aware the Sigma 16 is really heavy, and I got to switch arms like constantly because it's so heavy. I suggest putting this on a tripod when you're shooting, just putting the camera on a stand. But it has a really cool look to it. Great camera, has a flip out screen, mic jack, hot shoe, it's got everything. And for vlogging, this is all you need. This is what it sounds like without a mic plugged into it, just so you know what it sounds like. And this is what it sounds like with the typical vlogger setup of the little microphone on top of the camera at arm's length. The quality is pretty good. This is just auto. I'm just turn it on, auto. If you want to have a Canon camera as small as possible with interchangeable lenses, the M100, it's been around forever. It's like the 5100 for Sony. The camera is only $400, has a flip-up screen, no mic jack, and look at that background. I'm using a Sigma 16mm 1.4 right now, and that's what's great about this camera. You can put any lens you want on here, And it's a little camera. I mean, you can literally, without a lens, you can put it in your pocket and just carry it around. I think it's a great pairing, the Canon M100 with the Canon 22mm f2. The downsides to this is, I think this is more of a picture-taking camera. The video quality isn't that great. My skin tone is kind of pinkish for some reason. Although, when it takes pictures, the skin tones are perfect. But when it takes video, the skin tones are kind of like, I just took some niacin or something. And the LCD screen, it looks all yellow and overexposed right now. Although when I look at it on the computer, it's kind of reddish and underexposed. So the LCD screen does not really show you what you're getting. It doesn't have a mic jack, there's no image stabilization, so it's kind of shaky. But it's a small, compact camera. You can put it on a stand, I guess. And it's still, I mean, it's great for picture taking. Again, I don't think it's the best thing for video. But because you can put any lens on there, this is a 22mm f2, by the way. Very small lens, very good for this kind of camera because it's very small. Here it is with the Sigma 16mm 1.4. Skin tones are still a little off. I even re-white balanced it. Video quality still isn't obviously any better because I changed the lens, but you get an idea. Canon M100, $400. This is a little $350 Panasonic Lumix GX850. I love this camera. I have 3 of them, and I think you can see why. There's a bunch of really small lenses that go with this really small camera, which is great for vlogging while you're traveling and getting blurry backgrounds and a really nice look. I'm going to cover all these lenses in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that too. It does not have a mic jack, so you got to record your audio separate, but I do that anyway. It just sounds better. And it does not have image stabilization, so you got to have it on a tripod, but that hasn't stopped me from making amazing videos with this camera. It only costs $350. It's so small and lightweight. I love this little camera so much. I have 3 of them, and I've made so many vlogs and videos with this little camera because it's just so easy to carry around. Good work, Panasonic. Way to go. This is a Panasonic G7. It's $500. It has the 17mm lens on it right now, which is $800. And it's a pretty amazing camera. I mean, look at that. Wow. If you want to have a camera that also has a viewfinder that you can look through from the back of the camera, this would be a logical next step up for Panasonic people. It has an audio input, great depth of field, does all kinds of stuff. I know it looks really cool, but this lens is really heavy. My arm's getting really sore. Unless you want to have something to brace your arm, you don't want to make a video more than a minute or 2 long with this lens because it's heavy and it's big. But the camera's lightweight. $500, G7, lens is $800, 17mm 1.2. Panasonic, pretty cool. So now it's on a tripod and you've got the best of everything. You've got a stable camera, professional lavalier microphone, you've got a camera that doesn't cost much but it takes really great video. I mean, you've got everything here. So this is the G7 17mm 1.2, a COS 11D professional lavalier microphone. This is the 15 1.7. And this is a much better, lighter. You can hold this one up all day. It's a really small lens. The lens is $500, the camera's $500, so this is like a $1,000 setup. Really good. You still have some nice blurry background in there. And it gets even better. This thing has an audio input. So here it is with a professional COS 11D lavalier mic hooked up to me right there. And going right into the camera, mic jack. So this is what it sounds like when you put a professional microphone, lavalier mic, on the G7. Which is only a $500 camera, and this is the 17mm lens. So here I have a 17mm lens, which is an expensive one, but a cool one, going into the G7. So the only thing is the camera is not stabilized, so you should have it on a tripod or some kind of stabilization rig. But it looks cool and sounds cool, huh? This is a Sony RX100 Mark 7. It's $1,300. It's a small compact pocket camera that does almost everything. I take one with me. I have a number of them. I take them with me wherever I go because it's just a great grab camera when you need something quick. The lens is not changed, but it has a zoom fixed lens. Quality is really good. It has too many features for you to mention, but for vlogging, this is an amazing camera to just grab and vlog. Really good quality. I mean, it's expensive. It's a little heavy actually for its size because it has so much packed into it. It is my grab and go camera. And yes, of course, it has a mic input. This is an amazing camera. This is one of the most popular vlogging cameras if you can afford it. It has really good quality video and a mic input, so you can plug a microphone. Right now I have a COS11D plugged in. It's on my shirt right here. If you don't want to spend $1,300, and I don't blame you, and you do want a little bit of a blurry background, get the Mark IV. It has a lens that goes down to f1.8 instead of 2.8 like the Mark 7. Has an ND filter, which the Mark 7 does not, and you can get the Mark IV used for like $500, which is a lot better than $1,300. Exact same camera, it just doesn't zoom as far, and it doesn't have a mic input, which I don't care because I always record my audio separate anyway. So great camera. You can see I have a number of these sitting around. I love the R100s. They're just good to use for all kinds of stuff. And as you can see, this is just, I mean, this is small. You can literally fit it in your pocket. A mic input, great audio, great video, great camera. The Mark 7 has the mic input, not the previous ones. This is a Panasonic Lumix LX10, and that is as blurry of a background as you're ever going to get with a true pocket camera. This camera is the exact same size and weight as a Sony RX100, except this camera only costs $500 as opposed to the Sony's brand new $1,300. Even the Sony RX100 Mark IV, which has a lens that goes down to 1.8, this camera has a lens that goes down to 1.4, which you can adjust manually on a ring up front, which I really like. This camera has a flip-up screen. It has image stabilization, yay. The only thing it doesn't have is a mic jack, which I don't care because I record my audio separate anyway for higher quality. This is a great camera to have. I mean, $500, you can literally something that you can fit in your pocket, blurry background, really sharp image. Look how sharp that is. The reason the image looks so sharp is because it uses a Leica lens, and Leica makes some of the best lenses in the world. So this is a great consideration for a affordable pocket vlogging camera. Lumix LX10, $500. This amazing little camera is about the size of a credit card. It has a flip-up screen, and you can change the lenses on this thing. This is a Samsung NX Mini, and you can get them for $100 on eBay. This is a real pocket camera. It's just the funnest little camera to use. I mean, look at the tiny little lens on here. Right now I'm using a 9mm lens. It's about as flat as a pancake. This is the 17mm. You can see it zooms in a little closer, but the background's a little blurrier, which is kind of cool. Look at that. That is so cool for this tiny little camera. 17mm. Wow. Now I'm holding it further back with a flexi grip with the 17mm. It doesn't have image stabilization, so you gotta hold it really steady. But wow, even that little tiny 17mm lens looks so cool. This is a real on-the-go pocket, portable, traveling vlog camera. You just have to record your audio separately, of course, but I never record my audio with the camera anyway. So this is such a great portable camera. Samsung made some amazing cameras. Why they got out of the camera business is so frustrating for photographers. I say we should make a petition, tell Samsung start making cameras again. It's just, they make the coolest cameras. Again, you can get it used on eBay for $100. It's got a flip-up screen. And now I'm using a 30mm full-size Samsung lens with an adapter going down to the Mini. Even with the adapter, it's still small. It's still something you can basically carry in your pocket. With an adapter, you can put any lens on here, like this. How's this for wild? This is a full-frame Canon 50mm 1.2 with an adapter going into this tiny little camera with a tiny little sensor, and you're still getting this amazing look with the blurry background. This camera is just so cool for so many reasons. I've actually used it with full-size frame lenses on there. I know it's kind of silly defeating your purpose of having a small camera, but just because I can, I do. It's just so cool. I didn't do anything, I just turned it on and push record, so let's see what happens. get this camera on eBay for like $100, Samsung NX Mini. Alright, the little Sony 5100. This little camera, which is $500, is so popular because this is one of the few Sony cameras that has a true flip-up screen without the convoluted thing on the back. The 5100 with the 22.8. They've had this camera out for quite a while and they still sell it because it's such a cool little camera. It does not have a mic jack or image stabilization, but because it's so small and lightweight and has a flip-up screen is why people like it so much. Right now I'm using the Sigma 16mm 1.4 for the nice blurry background, but it's a real heavy lens, so I suggest you use this lens, the 20mm 2.8. It's really small, really lightweight, and it's the perfect lens to pair with a small lightweight camera that you want to just carry around all day. The small size, the lightweight, and the flip-up screen are what make this thing so popular. Now remember, it does not have a mic jack, it doesn't have image stabilization, and these cameras tend to overheat after 5 to 10 minutes in a hot day, so keep that in mind, but it's really good image quality. 5100, $500. This is a Sony APSC 6000 series. The one I'm using right now is a 6300, which is like $500, and it goes all the way up to like 6600, whatever. They're like 800, 900, I guess, something like that. The lens I'm using right now is a Sigma 16mm 1.4, the most popular, but it's really heavy, and this camera is actually bigger and heavier than most of the other ones I've been testing. So when you put that together with this lens, which is also big and heavy, it's really hard to hold up with your arm, and it has no image stabilization. So it's best to put this setup on a tripod. Oh, and by the way, it has a microphone. That's why I sound so good. It has a plug-in microphone jack, so you can plug any microphone you want into there. But let me put this on a light stand real quick. Much better. Oh, my arm thanks me. All right, so now it's on a tripod and I can talk all I want, as long as the camera doesn't overheat. But it's cool in here, so I could probably do this vlog if I wanted to for about 20 minutes at least, if the temperature's good. So anyway, this is a great looking camera. I love this. This is probably one of the best looking, in my opinion, versatile vlogging cameras. This is my personal favorite, one of them. I think it just looks so cool. I just love it. Any of the Sony 6000s will look and sound like this. They range from $500 to $900, and I think it's a really good looking, very versatile setup. Mic jack, no image stabilization, hot shoes, you can do flash. I take this camera with me when I go on vacation. I use it for everything. This is what it sounds like without a microphone, in case you want to know what it sounds like without a microphone. Great. All right. I know I said I wasn't going to do full frame, but I had to throw this one in just for fun. It's a Sony RX1R Mark II. It's really small. It has a fixed 35mm lens that's f2, so you get that really blurry background. Look at that. That is so cool. The downsides to this camera is it overheats after about a minute, especially on a hot day. It just goes black and dies. It does not have a flip-up screen, so I cannot see what I'm doing. And it does have a mic jack, obviously. Has a hot shoe and all that. And I guess the biggest thing about it is it costs $3,000, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's got old technology. Autofocusing isn't as great. It needs a serious upgrade, but it has some potential. The only thing that's smaller than this is the new Sigma FP, but for full frame vlogging, this did have potential, and I just thought I'd throw it in just for fun. Sony RX1R Mark II. This is the Sony RX0 Mark II. This camera is the size of an ice cube, and it has a flip-up screen, and it is so small, it is just mind-blowing. And it has a mic jack, so you can plug a professional lavalier microphone or any microphone into this camera. So not only is it the size of an ice cube and does it have a flip-up screen, but you can put a professional microphone or any kind of microphone into this camera. So it can sound pretty good too. It has high-speed 900 frames per second video if you want that. And yes, it has image stabilization. It's got a fixed lens. Obviously you can't change the lens on it, but for all the features that this thing has, it's pretty amazing. $700, size of an ice cube, flip up screen, audio jack, tiny little thing, put it in your pocket. I think you can put it underwater too. Anyway, so this is the Sony RX0 Mark II, $700. No blurry backgrounds, obviously, but for what it is, tiny little camera, the size of an ice cube, it's pretty darn amazing. All right, this is the DJI Osmo Pocket. It's really small, tiny little postage stamp size LCD screen, but it's good quality. This is about as pocket size as it gets. It has a 3-way axis gimbal on there for stabilization, and so I can move it around and it stays pretty darn stable. And it's supposed to track your face. So this is the DJI little flip, what do I call it? The little stick thingy. Seems to see my face. Hi there. How are you? I'm being watched by DJI. The thing I like the least about it is when you get it out of the box, you can't even use it. You have to go online, download an app, get a password, get an account with DJI so they can track you and follow you and spy on you. I hate the whole DJI system, but they make some good products. DJI Osmo Pocket, $400. There's another one out there that looks just like this, which is half the price, and here it is. This is a Fimi Palm. It looks exactly like the DJI Osmo Pocket. Same size, same everything. I mean, it's like they copied it exactly. It's only $200. It costs half as much as the other one. It's got obviously a really wide angle lens. And if I move it like this, you won't believe how close this is to my face. It is literally less than a hand's width from my face. This is arm's length. Check this out. This is arm's length, like most cameras. It's a pretty wide angle lens. But this is a cute little thing to play with, just like the DJI Osmo Pocket for half the price. This is only $200. And it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, for just something that you just want to have really, really small that you just, want to just whip out and start talking. As you can see, the DJI Osmo Pocket and this Fimi Palm are not that great in low light. They're more meant for outdoors, I think. But for the size and the price, $200 for this thing. So this is a Fimi Palm. Before I forget, congratulations go out to Antoine Ballot for winning my new Canon M3, Russ Graber for getting my new Canon G1X Mark III. It's a $1,000 camera. I hope you like it. And Makushla Robinson got the Samsung Mini, that cute little camera I showed earlier in this video. Okay, so here's a whole bunch of cameras you can use for vlogging. You decide which one is best for you, but always remember, what you're shooting with is not as important as the message of the video. As a matter of fact, the opening of this whole video, and right now what I'm shooting with, is just a 15-year-old camcorder, a Panasonic X900 with a cheap consumer Rode Filmmaker wireless system. There's still something to be said about camcorders. They still have their place and purpose, and I'm going to make a whole video about that because I love camcorders. I just love them. And that's what really this channel is about, and that's what my message is photography is not really about gear. It's about being creative with what you have and having fun, because it's art. And I want to give you different alternative ways of thinking and doing things, so you really can look at the world and go, hey, there's so many endless ways of doing something. And it doesn't mean having the latest, most expensive gear that has all the bells and whistles, and that's what it's about, is having fun. So I hope my channel inspires you. Enjoy photography. That's what it's about. And I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, have a great week.